What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Jose Show. Happy Wednesday. All right, now let's get into the hot topics. Now let's talk about Jussie Smollett. So Jussie Smollett had another brush with the law, but this time it had something to do with her mom, though. Well, sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ Jussie's mom, Janet, had her LA home nearly burglarized by a couple of would-be thieves Monday night, and her actor's son immediately rushed to her side to make sure she was all right. Thankfully, she was. So here's how it all went down. Two prowlers showed up at Janet's house and tried to smash open a back door, causing $300 in damage to a window, and TMZ was told the suspects were unable to get inside her residence. So our sources say Janet heard a noise and went outside to check it out, confronting the two strangers, who then bolted from the scene. And TMZ was told that Jussie came over to comfort his mom and make sure everything was okay. Okay, so cops took a report for an attempted burglary and are now looking for the perpetrators. Of course, this isn't Jussie's first rodeo with the police. All right, so this is really intense. I believe that it's really important for all of y'all to have some really hard windows and some really hard doors, so that way nobody can be able to break into your own damn home. And I believe that that is something that Jussie Smollett's mom should have had. And the reason why I'm saying this is because, since Jussie Smollett's mom is Jussie Smollett's mom, unfortunately, she is the main target of a bunch of burglars and a bunch of other bad people out there that can go into her house and do God knows what else. Because, unfortunately, since Jussie Smollett has a horrible fame for being a horrible person now, because unfortunately he got in trouble with the law a few years ago for faking a fight somewhere. Now, a lot of people are going after him, and since they are going after him, they also want to go after his mother, because they want to make sure that Jussie Smollett is so heartbroken about it, and that Jussie Smollett is getting, a bunch of punishment, supposedly, when in reality, I believe that this right here is just awful, even if you are hating on Jussie Smollett, because guess what? You really need to be respectful of people's families, regardless if the person did whatever it was with the law, because at the end of the day, we are all human beings. We all make mistakes, and we also need to acknowledge that the person that is Jussie Smollett's mom had nothing to do with Jussie Smollett doing whatever he did a few years ago, because Jussie Smollett's mom is just, just somebody that is innocent, and that's basically it. Now, I also have to say here is that, it must have been very scary for poor Jussie Smollett's mom having to go through a situation where her house was nearly burglarized, and also her life was also taken away, because God forbid that, I'm pretty sure, by the way, that these burglars had weapons with them in order to try to kill the mother of Jussie Smollett. And, unfortunately, it happens a lot nowadays, where a lot of people really like to take advantage of other people that live in these nice neighborhoods, especially because a lot of these people that live in these nice neighborhoods have a bunch of stuff that can be easy to steal, and that is very targeted to steal, especially. So, anywho, I believe here that when it comes to a situation like this, Jussie Smollett really needs to hire some security guards around the home of her mother, and of course, security guards around his house if he doesn't already, because that is what's really important. Because with security guards, they're actually going to make sure that his mom is well protected, and of course, with security guards, he's going to make sure that he's well protected as well at his own home, if he doesn't have any security guards around his home as of now, by the way. So anywho, I believe that this right here is definitely going to be super traumatizing for Jussie Smollett's mom, because of course, when it comes to intent of burglary, or when it comes to a burglary or an assassination or God knows what else, of course it is something that is going to go through your head for the rest of your life, especially when it comes to an older woman like Jussie Smollett's mom, for example, because it really must be tough having to process something like that as an older woman. So anyways, my prayers go out to Jussie Smollett's mom, and I really hope that the police gets to catch up with these stupid, awful people that tried to break in to Jussie Smollett's mom's home. Okay, so now on to the next topic. Now let's talk about Jennifer Lopez. So as we all know, Jennifer Lopez has been going through a pretty crazy year. Well, Jennifer Lopez is getting loud about her breakup with husband Ben Affleck, sharing for the first time the reason for the highly publicized split. So, the singer opened up to comedian Nikki Glacier in a new profile for Interview magazine where JLo confessed her whole effing world exploded after the release of her musical film, This Is Me Now, a love story, which let her love story with Ben Affleck take center stage. So, while Jennifer didn't name Ben directly, she hinted at what caused her marriage to fall apart, telling Nikki, "You have to be complete if you want something that's more complete." So, per Jennifer, she thought she had already learned that, but had a revelation over the summer. So anyway, she continued, "I had to be liked. I need to go off and be on my own. I want to prove to myself that I can do that." So, anyways, JLo recalled feeling a mix of emotions following the separation, including fear, sadness, and desperation. She added, "Being in a relationship doesn't define me. I can't be looking for happiness in other people. I have to have happiness within myself." Okay, so as for whether she's looking to date again amid the split, Jennifer made it clear she's focusing on herself right now, noting she was not looking for anybody. All right, so, anyways, this is very, very juicy what I'm hearing here. I believe that Jennifer Lopez, in my opinion, does need a man in her life in order to be happy because honestly, Jennifer Lopez has been going after one man and then another man and then another man, like changing underwear because she has been with like 6 or 7 men now. From Ohani Noah all the way up to this guy, Ben Affleck. And man, it has been very crazy how she hasn't even lasted with all of these men, by the way. And then she would go off and then choose another guy shortly after that. I believe that, in my opinion, what Jennifer Lopez needs to do is she needs to focus more on her career and on her kids than on getting another man because I believe that focusing on her career and also focusing on her own kids is actually 1,000 times more important than getting another man because with another man, unfortunately, Jennifer Lopez, like with this relationship with example, she's not going to make it through and then she's going to go through more drama and then the next thing you know what there's going to be more sadness with Jennifer Lopez. And what's going to end up happening too, by the way, is that you know Jennifer Lopez is just going to be seen more as this clown because, unfortunately, like I said, she'd be going from one man to another man to another man. I also believe here, too, that Jennifer Lopez, she is just way too talented to be wasting her time looking for other men. Because, yet again, I believe that she's a really good dancer, she's a really good singer, she's a really good actress. And, with all of that being said, she could spend a lot of that time focused on her talent, focused on, basically impressing her fans because her fans really need to see what Jennifer Lopez loves to do, which is doing all of that. And, unfortunately, as we all noticed recently, is that Jennifer Lopez's tour that she was going to tour in, by the way, didn't do all that successful because I believe that Jennifer Lopez just, hasn't been all that busy promoting her tour. She hasn't been all that busy, giving in all of the marketing to her touring like she should be, like any other artist would, because unfortunately she's been too focused on Ben Affleck. And then let's also remember too that her last album, This Is Me Now, didn't do all that good either. That I believe it didn't even chart at all in the Billboard charts because of the fact that she was just too busy on Ben Affleck and she wasn't busy promoting it like a real artist should. And then that really caused major disappointment with Jennifer Lopez and of course with the fans that were highly anticipating the album. Now, I believe that in this case too, by the way, this should have been a wake-up call already to Jennifer Lopez that she should have been more focused on that than too focused on her relationship with Ben Affleck. And it should have also been a wake-up call to Jennifer Lopez that, in life, yes, she is rich. Yes, she's famous. Yes, she has it all. That's really true. But, unfortunately, sooner or later, that fame and that richness is going to end because unfortunately she isn't really doing much to really fulfill her own career, in my personal opinion. Now, you can say that I'm wrong for saying this, but that's just my personal opinion because at the end of the day, money doesn't last forever and fame does not last forever either. And last but not least, I definitely believe that now that this whole entire drama is going on, yes, Jennifer Lopez's image is, getting more relevant and more relevant because we're talking more about her. However, she isn't going to have that relevance all that long. Later on, people are going to forget about her and they're going to be like, well, she had a very failed marriage with Ben Affleck. What an embarrassment. This is just ridiculous. So, anyways, Jennifer Lopez, you just focus on yourself and focus on your career, especially on your kids. All right, please, girl. Now, on to the next topic. Now, let's talk about Snoop Dogg. So, Snoop Dogg made the necessary steps earlier this year to ensure his rocky legal past becomes ancient history. The Dogfather's 1993 murder charge was officially sealed earlier this year. So, TMZ Hip Hop obtained legal documents showing Snoop asked a judge to seal the records way back in January of 2024. The court signed off in late February, granting the petition to have his arrest sealed. So the trial was huge news at the time. Snoop was still budding as a superstar and infamously got arrested following his passionate MTV Awards performance of his hit Murder Was the Case, a track created around the frenzy over the allegations Snoop and a bodyguard were accused of shooting a man in an LA park in 1993. So, Snoop's reaction to the not guilty verdict in 1996 was just as dramatic, and it shaped the nature of his music and persona going forward. So, as for the timing, if you remember, Snoop raked in millions of dollars overseas at the 2024 Summer Olympics as a celebrity spokesperson. So, Caesar McDowell and his nonprofit org Unite the People helped out with the legal maneuver for Snoop. Alright, so Snoop's next hurdle is to actually release his album with Dr. Dre. Alright, so this is really intense what I'm hearing here. I believe that the fact that this case got sealed is actually good, I guess, because if Snoop Dogg was actually innocent in this whole entire situation, then you know what? I think it's best that we get to leave it in the past and that we get to focus on the present and on the future that Snoop Dogg is in, because literally, I believe that it must be hard for poor Snoop Dogg having to get judged over a charge that he was going through that he didn't deserve to go through in the first place. And it must have been very hard for him to process the fact that he was arrested back in 1993, by the way, because being arrested, of course, is no freaking joke. And the fact that he got accused of murder, by the way, is no freaking joke either, because we're talking about taking a person's life away. And let's also remember, too, that the fact that this right here just got sealed earlier this year, to me, is actually pretty crazy, because I can't believe that it actually took 31 freaking years for all of this to happen. I mean, this whole entire case, I believe, should have gotten sealed a long time ago when this whole entire case was still going on. Okay, so I even think it's kind of suspicious, by the way, too, that this whole entire case was still going on until now, that it got sealed, by the way, because it really seems like it to me that maybe there might have been some people behind the case that still wanted to get Snoop Dogg under so much trouble and make him look like this bad person and then get him arrested again and then get him into prison. But then later on, they were like, you know what, screw it, we give up, because there is just no such evidence of Snoop Dogg doing such a thing, of murder and this and that. So I'm pretty sure that's the reason to why now it's just coming to show that the whole entire charge got sealed. I don't know. That's just my guess. But anyways, this is really crazy to hear, and that is all I have to tell you guys. But anyways, that is it for today's show, ladies and gentlemen. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's lovely episode of The Jose Show. Till next time, and peace.